Welcome everybody, welcome to our Tuesday Diamonds. Feels a little bit weird being back on here because I don't think I've been on Zoom for a while. We've been doing the lives into the team page, so it's nice to see you guys, see all the little live faces. So tonight I really wanted to do a Q&A. I saw an awesome question come up by Kels in the page just before I was getting organised for this. Unfortunately, it's kind of one though that I think is better visually. So what I'll do, Kels, is I'll tag you in some of the kind of the verbiage and the templates and stuff that we've had go up in the page earlier. And that being said, if anybody's using some really cool, I guess, verbiage or messages or anything around that kind of stuff at the moment, if you're getting really good success, pop it up in the team page, because honestly I find that is the beauty of what we do, is sharing what works. There's always somebody who's willing to open up what's working and what's not. So if you do have something that's been working lately, whether it's cold market or warm market, pop it up, and then that way spread the good vibes around. So what else I want to have a talk about tonight is obviously a new way that we're going to be doing our events and our trainings and our launches, which is pretty exciting. We're going to mix it up just a little bit because, you know, we have a system and it definitely works. But unfortunately, as we all know, times change, people change, and sometimes systems get oversaturated. So what we're going to do is we're just going to stretch it out a little bit and mix it up a tiny bit. So we're going to talk about that, and we're actually going to start to put in a new time for our Diamonds call. Why is my computer not charging? I don't want you to die on me. So from next week, guys, there we go. From next week, we'll be doing our Diamond Zoom from 6:30 Queensland time, with New South Wales as well now. But we'll be pushing it back that half an hour. If you are an SSC or above, just before then we'll be doing our leadership call with Adam. Okay, so we're just going to mix it around a little bit, because I find that this time, even though it's awkward, it works because it fits in both Australia and New Zealand. So feel free, guys. You know, I understand that it's a bit hard, especially if you're a mum and you've got that mum life going at the moment. Just have us on loudspeaker while you're doing whatever needs to be done, okay? Just sometimes just plugging in and just having it in the background is enough to subconsciously shift you. So we totally get that. I know it's a bit of a harder time, but what we'll be doing from there, so 6:30 till 7, will basically be Q&A. So what Diamonds is at the moment, where you guys ask me any questions, we go through what's working, what's not, what I can help with. And that's 7 to 7:30, that last half hour of the hour is going to be run as an event. Now, for those of you who have been in the business for a little while, you know that our events are typically what we invite potentials to. Now, what I've noticed that's happened over the last 12 months to 18 months is that we've really struggled to get people onto those live events. They're just not that interested to turn up to a Zoom anymore, which kind of sucks, because when I first started the business, people would jump on, they were curious, but I feel like they've probably been invited to too much stuff and they're feeling a little bit bombarded by the whole online process at the moment. So when we reach out and we invite, we're just not seeing as much powerful results. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change that last half an hour. What we typically run through as an event is still going to stay the same. So we're still going to talk about the product. We're still going to talk about the program. We're still going to go through the business model. But it's basically just for us as a team. Okay, so we're not inviting somebody who's never seen it before. Now, what I feel like that's going to do is it's going to give us all a safer space. We can practice sharing our story. We can practice learning about the event, the product, the program, people's business stories. We can do all that in a much safer space. I find that at the moment, a lot of people are too scared to share because they're worried that there's going to be heaps of people on that they don't know, and that's quite overwhelming. And also there's a common misconception of, well, if I don't have anybody launching, I don't need to jump on. Now, honestly, guys, that's the biggest BS you can ever tell yourself, because The event, so when I talk about the event, it's literally where you hear someone talk about the product in the program, then you hear somebody share the customer program, the customer products, testimonials, and then you hear the same thing about the business, so the pyramid, the popcorn. Okay, it's going to be the same every week. But watching that and hearing different stories, hearing different people talk about both is how you build. Okay, it's really how you build. An event is so important because when you come into this business, you've got fuck all idea of what you're doing. Let's be real. I know. I had no clue. But how I learned was watching people who had done it before, watching people who had actually turned up and thinking, holy shit, this program actually works. The product actually works. It makes me feel better about doing my posts that I'm already self-conscious about because I know that it actually works. Not just for me, but for so many others. It's building that belief. Also then hearing the business stories, getting to hear and talk from our peers, the people that have done it before, explaining those myths is so, so very powerful. Okay, so I just want to kind of encourage that now on, the Tuesday night event is more of a training. Okay, it's more of a everybody turns up, everybody plugs in, everybody's going to get a turn of sharing, everybody's going to get a turn of building up, you know, eventually sharing your product story, then sharing your business story, maybe sharing a product in a business section of doing something, but actually starting to build those skills. Because something got said to me when I first started this business, and it does make a lot of sense looking back. They actually said to me that the person that holds the pen, meaning the person that talks in an event, is the person that creates an income. And I think that's so much bigger than just the bland statement that it is, because that person who feels confident to share also feels confident to go and share in real life. They also feel confident to go out to, you know, progress and to actually stand up for what they believe in. Now, honestly, that doesn't come just through waking up one day and thinking, fuck yeah, I'm going to smash this. It comes through getting on here, feeling awkward as hell, having to share your story, maybe cry, you know, feel that anxiety and suck a few times. Yeah, but after you suck a few times, you get better at it, you get more powerful. And I feel like we haven't been doing that because so many people are too frightened to stand up and have a go because they're concerned that other people are watching. So we're going to make it a totally safe space where from now on it's just team. From now on you're going to have so many different people talking. You're going to hear from so many different levels sharing their experiences on both the product and the program so that you can then go and take this information, learn it, okay, and then pass it on to other people. Now that being said, right, the event is still a very, very powerful thing to showcase to people who are interested. But I wouldn't invite them to a Tuesday night. I would show them something that's recorded. Okay, I'd show them something that's been pre-done, that's been done by people who are feeling confident. It's done without technical glitches. Because let's be real, how many times have you invited somebody and then they couldn't get on? How many times have you invited somebody and the whole internet's crashed or something's dropped out or something has kind of gone wrong? You know, so it stops our belief in actually wanting to invite people along to a Tuesday night. So we're going to get rid of all of that now. Tuesday night's just for team. We're still going to run an event and I still want to see as many people on as possible because it's important. All right, but we're going to be sending out recorded events to people. Now, that being said, every, say, month or two, I'm going to be putting my hand up for some really, I guess, just people ready to break out of their comfort zones who would love to jump on and try and do a proper recorded event for me. It's probably not going to be on a Tuesday night. It's probably going to be during the day or another time of the night so that we can continue to get some new, fresh recorded events out there, but without the stress of putting new people in the spot, without the stress of putting new people in the limelight. Does that make sense? Yeah? Cool. Please, honestly though, like if anything ever happened to me that made me successful in this business, it was plugging into events. I don't know if you guys know much about my story when I first started, but I actually was hell-bent on never doing this. Like, I specifically tried to avoid my upline for 18 months because I was like, I don't want to be part of your shit. Like, I don't want to be part of your cult. You go, you have fun, do what you're doing, but I'm okay. So I avoided her for a very long time. And she was tenacious as hell. She stayed on my back for a very long time. And I'm super grateful that she did, because I would not be here loving life as much as I have. But life got really shit. And one day she messaged me and I just thought, you know what? I'm just going to go to this damn event so she can shut up. I'll just say, look, it's not into it, not my cup of tea. I'm going to continue growing my own dance business, which was what I was doing. So I went along to an event. Now, back in those days, I sound really old when I say that, but back in those days, we actually had live events. So you would go to someone's lounge room, pretty much like a Tupperware party. That's how crazy it was. And I went into this house. Now, it was Linda's house. So talk about intimidating. I go into the part of the Gold Coast where I've never been, because it's literally $1 million houses. And everybody's fancy cars are out the front. I'm thinking, oh, fuck, it's one of those things. Like, I shouldn't be here right now. I was feeling totally intimidated. But when I got inside, everybody was friendly and happy and talking, and I was like, yep, cool. Nobody's asking me for credit card details. It's all good. It's all sweet. And then I sat down and I watched the most amazing event I've ever seen. I saw people talk about a product that was actually life-changing. I saw emotions in the stories. I saw that people were real. I saw a business model broken down that made so much sense to me. So much sense. Like, I'd been in traditional business. I'd been struggling in traditional business. And here I had people breaking down something. And it just made me realize it was everything I didn't think it was. Yes, everything that I was looking for. So I really understand that an event is so powerful, because it completely changes someone's perspective. Yeah. So it is really great from a potential point of view. Totally. Yeah. But it needs to be spot on. It does need to be spot on. But what I learned then is every Thursday I rocked up again. Every Thursday I went back to that event. I learned more. I watched more successful people talk about the product in the program. Now, that for me is the biggest part of a teaching business, because we don't have like a big handbook or a notebook. Okay, we have people talking in front of us. So I was the biggest freaking nerd out. I had my little notepad, and every time I would get to an event, I would write down a sentence that somebody would say that sounded bomb as fuck. I'd be like, yes, I'm stealing that one, and I'm going to remember that next time someone asks me. And that's literally how I learned about the program and the product. Yeah, that was my initiative. That was my responsibility, my obligation, because I understood that if I was to get successful, I had to do it. No one was going to sit there and spoon feed me. Okay, but what I see at the moment is this culture of, I don't need to jump on the event. How the hell are you going to learn? Yeah, how the hell are you going to be able to progress, to feel confident, to be able to share, to have a friend who's got eczema and say, oh my God, I was just listening to a story last week about one of the girls in Sydney who had crazy eczema. She got on our products, that kind of stuff. Okay, that's really powerful, and that's what you learn through the event every week. So please rock up to the event, encourage brand new team, tell them this, tell them your first relationships to an event and why you turn up every week, because it will encourage and empower them as well. But like I mentioned, we're just not seeing the amount of potentials get over the line and turn up, which is a shame because it is super powerful, but we're just not seeing them get here. And, look, things change. Things definitely change. I've definitely noticed that social media and the online work, the fraction of how everything sticks together, it changes. And I feel like at the moment we're in the most cool place to go, cool, well, that's what worked, for the last couple of years. Now we're going to do something new. So we're going to send out recorded events to people that are interested in knowing more. So when we're doing warm market, cold market, and we get to that stage where they say, what is it that you do? We say, the easiest way for me to do is send you through some info. Do you have half an hour to 40 minutes to watch something tonight? Yeah, it will explain everything you need to know. You get to hear some really cool stories, and it will break down all of the myths that you might have. Yeah, really simple, really easy. Then you find a recorded event that might suit that person. If they're a mum, find one that's got some mummy stories in it. You know, if they're a young woman, find some things that's got travel and power and passion and things like that in it. So really, that's where the beauty of it is. We get to then pick and choose what's going to be suitable for this new potential. Then what we're going to do, because launches work. Now, if you are brand new and you don't understand what a launch is what we used to do. It was an event, so it ran through that same process, but it was catered specifically for the new person. Okay, so let's just say that Ash is brand new and she's signing up this week. We would have her hot seat, so to speak, in our event of the week, and it would be her launch. She would invite people to come and watch, and then she'd share 2 or 3 minutes around why she was excited. Now, again, when I first started this business, launches were a massive success. Massive success. When I first started them, again, it was much like a Tupperware party. It was in someone's lounge room. So it was a lot easier to get people there because you could coax them with wine and cheese. Who doesn't love that? Okay, it's a bit harder to do when you're on Zoom. They have to download an app and it's a little bit crazy and they're not sure what you're doing. So I feel like we've lost the power in an online launch because I don't know whether it's maybe lack of confidence in inviting or whether people are inviting and they're just not turning up. But we used to have an online launch and we'd get at least 20 guests. Now we're lucky if we get 2 or 3. And unfortunately, we're just not seeing those numbers come through. So as an NMD group, Joe, Denise and I have decided we're going to do something a little bit different and we're going to shuffle things up a bit. So we're going to have what we call now a launch live. Now, this might sound a little bit scary for some of you that are not interested in lives, but what we're going to do now is with your brand new teamie, you're going to find an SSC upline or above. Okay, so if you don't know who that is, ask inside your group chat who your SSC upline and above is, and they're going to take you through an interview process with your brand new teamie. Now, this live is going to be done in a group event. Okay, so you're going to ask your brand new teamie, let's set up an event. You can set it up for them, make them co-host. They get to then add in every single person that they think might like this opportunity. Okay, now this is a real cool opportunity because you as an upline get to see, have they added 5 people in or have they added 30 people to come and watch? If it's only 2, 5, maybe 6, you know right there they have a belief issue on what they're doing. Okay, so you need to go to work and make them feel more confident and show them that the numbers really don't lie. Okay, normally only 1 out of 10 sign up. So if you're inviting 30, there's 3 people that you've got. If you're inviting 5, you might not even get 1. Okay, so you really need to break that down, and it gives you a really good moment to be able to teach and coax this person into let's have a successful launch. Now, in that launch, what we're going to do is work together as a collective team, one of our favorite things, and we're going to put into Team Love. Ash is doing a live launch tomorrow, you know, at 5 p.m, whatever time works for her. Do we have at least 5, 6 teamies that would be committed to jumping on and helping to support her? Okay, because what we want to see is we still want to be able to have that social proof. Now, on that post, anybody that says, yep, me, I'm not at work, come at me, we will add you into that group, okay, into that event group. So it's actually running as an event. And then when that person goes live, you're there to frickin' cheer them on, right? You're there to go, woo, go Ash, so awesome, so excited for you. And then when that interviewee, so the person who is an SSC or above, they're going to be like, hey Ash, so wonderful to have you join us. You know, what is it that got you interested in joining the Soul Project, Travel Tribe, whatever it is that we're talking about? You know, and we're going to break down probably about 5 questions. I actually wrote some down today, but I don't have my book with me. It was pretty much along the lines of, how did you come across the Soul Project? Why were you looking for something? So talk about the pain point. So then Ash could go in and say, hey, look, I was just sick of being a stay-at-home mum. I needed some interaction with some humans. So relatable. Okay. Number 3 was, have you tried our product and program? What results have you noticed? So then that person now gets to talk about their results, what they've noticed, blah, 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 blah. What are you most excited about to create? You know, so what is it that they're excited? and what does the future look like when you're working full-time online? Cool. So from that, obviously you guys, that's okay, darling. Bye. Obviously you guys understand that that's like an interview. So it's between the SSC upline and the brand new person. Now, the beauty of this is all the people that are watching, okay, all the people that are watching, they don't want to see 50 different women share their experience. They just want to see their friend. Okay, they just want to understand why their friend is doing this. Are they crazy? Have they been brainwashed? And it's really perfect because they get to sit there and explain, no, I just freaking love this. This is why I'm passionate. This is why I want to do it. And the most perfect thing about that, it's probably only going to take about 5-10 minutes, 10 minutes at a max, I would say. I wouldn't encourage anybody to speak longer than that. And you're going to have somebody there guiding you with questions the whole time. Okay, so it's really perfect because every single person that's going to be watching is going to be watching in support of you. Hi! So cute. So I just feel like it's going to add a whole new level of power to what we're doing because we're literally getting so much more personalized. Yeah, it's basically an interview of understanding. But what I want to see is I still want to see our culture. I still want to see people going, oh my God, I love this product. My health has never been better. My skin's never been clearer. I still want to get that social proofing. And that's why I'm saying ask for teamies to jump on. Because you know what I mean? Then they can comment in the comment section of the live and say, I love this product, I've been taking it 2 years, you know, my energy's never been better. Whatever it is that you're seeing, you can add that social proofing to the live so that any of the friends watching it externally can actually look at it and be going, cool, yeah, this is real. You know, there's other people on here that are doing it and they can really understand. Now, the power of that, I think, means that this person then has an event which sets itself up as a group, okay? So you set it up as an event, but it sets itself up as a group. Most of you have probably already done that for some party or something at some stage. Now that event then stays there forever, okay? So let's just say then our new team is Ash, and she is then talking to a mum at school the next week, and she says, oh, I see you doing, you know, that Juice Plus thing. How's it going? Ash can say, yeah, did you see my interview the other day? You know, I talked a little bit about why I'm doing it. And if she says, I'd love to know more, you can go, cool, well, I'll add you into the group and I'll tag you in my video. So then she can go back through and watch that entire video. Now you can do this basically as your own opportunity group forever, okay? Because you have that initial video of explaining why you're so heartfelt, why you want to do this, what you've loved about the product and program, and what you're excited for the future. Now, I find that that is the most perfect step to take somebody from, I have no idea what you're doing, to cool, I'm interested. From cool, I'm interested, I would still show them an event, okay? From all of the reasons that I listed beforehand, I would then send them a recorded event. But I find for our new teamies who are struggling to get those first few customers and those first team on board, the interview style launch is going to be so, so powerful. Okay, now a few of our SSC uplines and Joe Denise and myself, we had a little power run of this today and it was horrendous. I'm not going to lie, the technical issues that we had trying to have a dual live was shocking. So when we can get our shit together and sort out the best way to do it, we will be releasing the go ahead to you guys to do it. Now we're hoping to get that all categorized this week. So as of next Monday, if you've got new teamies, we can be starting to book them in for launch lives. Now, obviously the power of a launch live is you can do that whenever the hell you want. You don't have to wait till Tuesday evening. Okay, if it's a mum, she can do it during the day. And she can tag people in who work at night, okay? If they work at night, she can tag them in. If they work all day, you can do the launch live at night, okay? So it really does kind of free up that flexibility. And like I mentioned, it shouldn't take any more than 10 minutes. Some of the issues that we found, there was obviously feedback, making sure that people had headphones in. So once we get this all set up as to the easiest ways to start it, I'll be doing a live into Team Love just to kind of run down on, okay, cool. This is the checklist to make sure before we get the launch live up and running, because there's nothing worse than having it run, having people show up and us not knowing what we're doing, okay, or looking super unprofessional. So we're just trying to iron out a few of those creases at the moment. But I wanted to let you know that this is basically what we're going to be running with now. This is going to be the new structure. So our Tuesday nights will have Q&A for the first half, then run into our event as per normal. But we will not be inviting people for the first time to see the event. Okay, does that make sense? New team, people who have seen something previously, who you're continuing to build belief with, absolutely bring them along. But it's not a way of, hey, you've got no idea what it is, come have a look at Tuesday, okay? That's not happening anymore, all right? Because it puts too much pressure on the people who are brand new, who are feeling scared to share their story. Perfect? And then we will set up the live. And the cool part about that is, guys, is that if you want to do another live, or if your teamie wants to do another live, or if you want to do a live right where you are, you could be an SC, I don't care. Set it up with one of your uplines, and we can get that group running for you as well. Because some of you guys use my Soul Project Opportunity Group, which basically, for those of you who don't know anything about it, it is basically just a group like Team Love is. Okay, but it's for anybody who's looking for information, who wants to know about what it is we do, wants to start working online. And in there, I have about a 15-minute video where I do a really quick event. Now, I find that that's really powerful because I think it was Kels, sorry, I will go back and read those questions soon, but I think it was Kels who said most of them don't even watch an event. And I totally understand because, you know, it's 30 to 40 minutes. Some of them are a bit longer. And most of them have parent life, work life, whatever life happening. And it's hard to find time to sit down if you don't already understand how exciting this opportunity can be. That's why I find something that's 10 minutes long, you know, that is specifically for you. Okay, so it's for me. If I'm talking to my friends, they want to see me. They don't want me to pass off and then be talking to Lauren or Joe. Okay, they want to understand why I like it, why I'm excited, because they already like, know, and trust me. Yeah, that is the power of what we do. It's a teaching business, but it's a networking business. So you need to network within your network. Yeah. So does that make sense to everybody? It's not too confusing. Yeah. Is everybody kind of excited? Do you think it'll work? Let me go and have a look and I'll see if there's any questions in there. I love it. Cool. No, the NZ event will keep going, darling. So it will keep running. We'll just get Tans and Shan and the group of you guys over there who are running it to keep it the same, you know, so just keep it that same format of more for building belief, building confidence, rather than as a platform to showcase what we do. Yeah, because realistically, hey, beautiful, realistically, if we look at what our event has been for the past, I'm going to branch out and say 12 months, it has just been a platform for us to hang out. It's been a place for everybody to come on a Tuesday night, to chill, to talk, to fan our flames a little bit, to build some confidence, but it hasn't had any structure to it because we don't know really what we're doing. Whereas I'm going to set in stone and lay it down right now that it is a training format. Okay, it's somewhere for us to go to learn. It's somewhere for us to go to build confidence. It's somewhere to plug in new team because it's so valuable hearing from everybody else. Now for you guys, bring your notepads. I cannot recommend it enough. Be little nerds at the table and write down some notes. Write down some stories. Every day is a school day. It's one of my favorite lines. Okay, it's always a part and a journey to learn in this business because when you grow, your business grows. And I can guarantee that happens every single level. You start to get really comfortable and you think, why isn't anything working? Because you haven't grown. You haven't learned anything new. You haven't stepped out of your new comfort zone. You haven't shared in a while. You haven't done anything to F with the boundaries that you've created in your life. okay? And once you do start to do that, that's when new skills open up, new energy opens up, new success opens up. Now, the shitty thing about that, I left Adam hanging. He thought our training started tonight. Sorry. He's like sent me 3 messages. Are you okay? Why are we on training? Because we're without him. He doesn't get invited today. We're starting next week. Okay, so training, again, I just want to reiterate that because I know some of you jumped on late, but as of next week, Diamonds to SC won't start until 6:30. Okay, so 6:30 we start. Then around 7 o'clock we'll kick off the part of the event. And then by 7:30 we'll wrap up. Yeah, perfect. Cool. So do we have any questions around that before we jump into actually getting started with our event?
I do.
Yes, run for it, darling.
Just on that event thing that I just asked about New Zealand.
Yeah.
If we're doing it the same. So does that mean that we would be doing the same half-hour training and then half-hour event?
So what time does yours start over there?
7 on a Tuesday.
Which is 5 for us.
Yeah.
So normally, like, it probably won't. It'll mean that you guys can either keep that running and do it through that 7 till what, 7:30ish, and then this will start at 8:30ish. Or you guys can just combine and we can all do it together at the same time.
Makes more sense because we're not getting any on ours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It probably does make more sense. I'll have a chat to Tans and Shannon, see what they want to do. I'm just going to message back to Adam so he stops having a heart attack.
No, that's cool. Thanks.
Yeah, but we'll sorry. Who's got pretty music on?
Oh, it's mine.
Cool. All right, sweet. So, together, you're all good with together, Shab? Sweet. I think it would just make it easier. Cool. So with that change, oh, he's a dickhead. Why wait and anyway, turn it over and leave it over there. So what was I going to say? Lost my train of thought now. So I'm going to get some new flyers out so that it stops confusing everybody. You may have seen that the new format, normally the Diamonds to SC on a Monday is normally live in the team page. And then the Diamonds to SC on a Tuesday night is normally on Zoom. So we're going to keep that format happening because I try and make sure that the important things that I want people to see recorded are there and on a Monday so that it's available in the team. So that's going to be more things that are like getting team started, finding your first couple of customers, those kind of things that add value when people just go back and watch it. Whereas tonight is basically just going to be a Q&A. So if you guys have got questions, get them at me so that I can answer them. And then that way it's still a really good opportunity to learn, but it's more catered to you guys. Okay, so I can see you, we got that feedback, we got that kind of stuff happening. But I know that those flyers are a little bit confusing because they, some people jump on Zoom when I'm on a live, some people are waiting for my live and I'm on Zoom. So I will get that sorted so we've got some form of congruency. Cool. All right, so let's get started and we'll run our event, hey? So one of the most amazing things that used to happen when we started our events back in Linda Days. Where's my board gone? I bet you my kids have stolen it. They have. All right, hold that thought, guys. Hold the thought. been playing teachers with my board. All right, so one of the coolest things that used to happen in Linda's event when we first got there, it was a bit different, obviously, because we were all in person and she could just call it out. But I'm going to have a little bit of a kind of reflect with you guys around what your week has been like, because I know the majority of you guys, especially looking at who we've got on, you guys are in your first year or two of this business. Now, the first year or two, don't get me wrong, you can definitely make some decent coin. You can definitely make some good bonuses. You can earn a good couple of thousand, if not more than that a month, which is handy. But the beauty and success of this business comes after that. You know, it's the 4-year career. So once you do really start to hit that longer term, that's when you're looking at crazy figures of like $20,000 coming into your bank every month in a really sustainable way. So for now, I want you guys to reflect on the week, and I want you to think of all the things that sucked ass, all the things that you were just over, okay? Anything that really made life shit. And type them up here into the comments box. Let's see what we got. Who's going to come up with the best whinges? Have a moan. What did you hate? Type them up. I'll write them up. Come on, Jose. I know you've got a few because you hate your bosses. Boss is a moody bitch. Okay, I'm writing boss. We hated the bosses. Bed bugs in your apartment. Yeah, that's shitty. That's not fun. That's not fun. I'm even going to write that one up, Joe. What else can we whinge about? Male flatmates are useless. Are we being really broad when we say flatmates? Okay. I don't know if I'm allowed to write males on the board. Do we have any males on here? Late nights, I know. Late nights. Does anybody commute to work? Yes. Commuting. Does anybody have to ask for annual leave? Yes. Expectations, I know. Or which should have retired. It's difficult having to go to a job that you don't want to be at. I know. Let's just write J-O-B. Jobs all time. Jobs suck. Being broke. That's a massive one. Being broke. After payday. I know. Payday doesn't seem to last very long when you're in one of these, does it? What else have we got? What else sucks? Oh, targets. I hate that one. And you know what? I bet you don't get very good bonuses for hitting the targets. Whinging kids. I know. Whinging. Can we say isolation as well if you're a mama? That sucks. Running out of blue paper. I love that. These are awesome whinges. All right, cool. So now that we've done our whinge session, now that we've got all those negative Nancy moments out of the way, folding, washing, oh my God. Like, see, that's the worst one for me. Do you want to know something really sad? I pay somebody to come and do my washing now. So this is why we flip over to the exciting part. This is why we flip over to the exciting part of what we're fucking looking forward to. What are you here for? What are you excited about? What are we building towards? Okay, what is in the exciting basket? If we didn't have to worry about money, what would we be doing? Someone, okay, pay a cleaner. How about we say that? That's my one. Yeah, pay a cleaner. Being rich, yeah, no, but what are you doing with being rich? Just swimming in your money? Like, what are you doing? Travel. I love that. Travel. Love that. So I love that, Steph. Buy a nice house. Uber Eats. I love Uber Eats. Uber Eats all the time. Have a nice home, nice car. I know, independence, let's put that. So living free, freedom, travel. I know we've got lots of travel. Let's just put a big travel up there. I think travel's a big one for everybody. Not having to check the bank account. Let's just put some dollars up there. Okay, some nice abundance. Makeup fan, all decked out. That'd be beautiful. That's a really cool reason why, Ash. Sleeping in, so that, yeah, no alarms. You guys are really good at the fun part. We're bringing that in. No alarms, no boss. Endless leave whenever you want. I love it. BJ days, my favorite, absolutely. Who's that? Hugh, baby. Is this your toy boy, Pauline? You're gonna buy a Playboy mansion. I love it. Cool, awesome. But honestly, like, I think it's one of perfect. A house in Caloundra. Awesome. You can come and hang with us. I honestly think it's one of the biggest shifts in your whole perception, right? Because so often we can get caught on that first board. We can get so caught on all the stuff that's shit. Okay, we're here in this business on this Zoom tonight for everything on the second board. Does it come free? Unfortunately not. Okay, you have to work your ass off, guys. You have to get up every day and realize that that second board can actually freaking happen. Okay, does anybody have a little bit of issues with understanding that that second board can happen? Yeah? No? Because I did. I was like, yeah, that looks really good. But I can tell you, from actually going from somebody who lived majorly on the first board, the second board is so damn real and it's so damn delicious. Yeah, it's where you want to be. So grow, get up, turn up every Tuesday night, turn up every Monday, watch the recordings, or if you're at work, I don't care, but get hungry for success. Okay, because when we open up this event, I want you to think about all the things that you're here for, not all the shitty things. Okay, there's enough time in the day to think about all the things you can moan about. This is why we go to work. So I think it's really important to open the event and to start talking about why would people want to look at something like this? For all those things that we just mentioned. So when we're looking to recruit people, when we're looking to share what we do, we share the benefits that this business gives. Less alarm clocks, less worrying after payday, having a nice home one day where your family can feel safe. All those type of things, the no bosses, amazing. Does it mean that it has to happen in your life right now? Absolutely not. Okay, because it didn't happen to me straight away, but I was so inspiring because I actually was moving towards something. So many people that you're around right now are stuck in the same rut. So just by you putting your foot down and saying, I don't want to have a boss anymore. I'm going to work towards something so that 12 months from now, I can be my own boss. That's empowering. People are going to ask you what you're doing. They're going to get curious. They're going to want to know it. So when you're sharing, use these times of these things so that you can actually talk about the benefits rather than say, hey, I've got spots for 5 teamies this month. Nobody wants to be a teamie. Okay? No one wants to just jump on board and be your team. But people want to get away from their boss. People want less alarm clocks. People want more money in their bank. People want the big fancy cars and the fancy houses. Makes them feel good. How long did it take for you to feel you succeeded? Oh, babe, I'm still not there. I still have days where I doubt, but I knew from the start, and I'm going to talk about this later on, in that there was no other option for me. I burnt my bridges so early in this because this opportunity was going to give me everything that I wanted. I just had to show up every day for it. You know, I had to get hungry. I had to do the work. I had to grow. I had to build the conversations, because nothing else, I mean, I'm a smart woman, but nothing else was going to pay me $100,000 a year as a minimum. Nothing else was, unless I went and sold my body, which I'm not too keen about. So it was like this or nothing. Yeah. So I honestly, like, I think sharing those benefits with people and getting really clear on why you're here is so important, because honestly, this vehicle delivers dreams. Financial freedom gets thrown out a lot. I just like to think of it as not stressing about bills. That's so cool for people. That's what people want. Yeah, so the way that we do that is we have a really cool product and program, and we work online to help other people feel better about themselves. We share the benefits of something that works, and we get paid as representatives to do that. Just like any other rep in any other business, except we have a much better pay plan. Who else has ever been a rep for a company? I have. And it sucks, because they tell you, cool, well, you're worth about $21 to $25 an hour. If you hit your targets, you might get an extra ham at Christmas time. And that's pretty much it. Okay. In this business, we are reps for Juice Plus. First of all, we love it because we take it ourselves. And second of all, we can earn as much money as we want. Okay, so it really is a place where we can just go crazy. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the products, because I want you guys to hear how I talk about them. Oh, I've lost my fruit ones. I swear. Kids on holidays. Who else is a mum at the moment who's got kids on holidays? Are you feeling me? Everything in my office has been tampered with. So I'm just going to pretend. I'm just going to run with it. Hopefully they've eaten them, because it's good for them. So, lost my fruit. But so we work online with an amazing whole food company. Now, I think it's really important when you're talking to people to talk about the fact that it's a whole food company. So many people have heard shitty things about Juice Plus by uneducated people. All right. I had a woman the other day who was online. She was telling me how she was a nutrition coach and that she would never take a supplement, and Juice Plus is created in labs and that it's all synthetic. And she obviously had no idea who I was. She picked the wrong person to say shit to. But I was like, mate, you're a nutritionist and you got no fucking clue what you're talking about, because it's a whole food product. It is the most substantial whole food product on the market, and it is backed by the TGA as a whole food product. So there's a lot of people out there that feel like they can talk about something that they have no idea about. Now, the cool part about that is that if you guys tune into the event enough, if you start learning enough about the product, we can combat that. We can get some really good info out there that is true and correct and show people what a beautiful product this is. Okay, so I always talk about the fact that it's a whole food product and that it's completely natural. So let's just get this out of the way. So honestly, how many people have we got on here? Cool. You guys are all the Soul Project. So when I start running this event on the Tuesdays for this half an hour, I'm going to run it as the Soul Project. I understand that some of you guys branch out and do your own things, but I think as a collective, we're way more powerful together. So I'm always going to run it from a Soul Project point of view. So when we look at the Soul Project, I created it 3 years ago because I felt like there was nothing out there that combined mind, body, and spirit. There's a lot of people that wanted to lose weight. There was a lot of people who were throwing around some healthy recipes, but there was nobody that actually understood that the mind and the spirit, if they're not happy, your body's not going to look great. Your body's not going to feel great, and it's not going to turn up the way it should. All three have to work in sync. So when we're talking about what we do, guys, our mission is really big. Get excited about that, because what we're doing is connecting people to their true self, connecting people to their next level life. That's what the Soul Project is about. And you guys are all wellness ambassadors with my company. So you guys are all part of it. All right. So what you do is really cool. Now we use a product inside our program that is a whole-based product, that it's designed to get more fruits and veggies in our bodies. Now this doesn't seem really appealing to many people, but when you break it down, you realize that our health is in such a massive crisis at the moment. Most people know someone who's struggling. Most people know someone who's sick, who has diabetes, who has depression, who has some form of mental illness, some form of inflammation or immune disease. And a lot of people are just okay with feeling crap. It has become that way because we fill ourselves with crap. We're out there eating processed food instead of eating real food. And we've moved so far away from Mother Nature that our bodies are in toxic state. Now, because of that, they're crying out for help. So when we get a product like Juice Plus in front of us, that is a whole food way to add more fruits, berries, and veggies inside in such a simple way, it's genius. Okay, so what they do is they take the organic produce that has no chemicals, no pesticides, no herbicides, grown throughout the whole process. So it's really important that you guys understand that they don't even put this stuff in the soil. A lot of the things that you buy from the supermarket when they call themselves organic, it just means that they haven't been sprayed. It doesn't mean that they haven't been GMO modified. It doesn't mean that they haven't sprayed the soil for herbicides. Okay, organic these days is really bloody broad. So you might actually notice that on our products, it doesn't label itself as organic. Now, the reason because that is because Juice Plus Australia sees itself as better than organic. Okay, it's chemical free, herbicide free, pesticide free, and GMO free. Now that beats the shit out of organic any day, but I do like to talk about it being organic because I feel like more people understand that, but just know that it's in the same category. Okay, so they grow the produce. Now, a really cool thing to remember is this produce has been grown on these farms for 3 generations. Okay, so for 3 generations, this soil hasn't been tampered with. And the cool part about that is all the trace minerals and the elements that our body needs comes from the soil. So when you look at places like Woolies and Coles, okay, so for you guys over there, you got Countdown and New World, same, okay, but they use produce that has been farmed in heavily farmed areas. So the soil is so depleted that even when the plants grow, they don't have the trace minerals in there that our body needs. Then what they do is they spray the shit out of it with herbicides, pesticides, and keep it looking really fresh. They pick it really early. Now, Juice Plus does none of that. They actually leave it grow on the vine or the tree naturally right until the end when it looks kind of funky, because at that funky stage is when all the nutrients bloom, when all the micronutrients go crazy and they actually expand. That's why you'll see the birds, the bees, the bugs, the insects, they eat the fruit when it's really gross looking, because that's when it's so high density in nutrition that they only need a little bit of it to survive. Okay, so what we're doing as humans is we're missing all that because our supermarkets like to make profit. They can't transport kiwi fruits, mangoes, any of those soft fruits when they're fully ripe, okay, because by the time they get to the stores, they're completely demolished. So they pick them when they're really green, when they've got no micronutrients in them, and they leave them to gas ripen or ripen under lights. So if you guys just have a think about that, this is why our bodies are hurting so much, because from a cellular level, we're very, very deprived. Unless you know somebody who is eating organic all the time, who is avoiding everything else, you know, our bodies are in a crisis mode every single day. So when we see so many people that are sick, so when we see so many people that are suffering, it's literally self-inflicted because we're putting the wrong thing inside our body every single day. Now, if you just have a look at that, that's the fruit and the veg that we're talking about. So this is people when they actually go out and they try to buy fruit and veg from Coles and Woolies, they're buying shit. But they're trying to do the right thing. That's not to mentioning the thousands of people who have to live on a budget. Yeah, I love that Steph put up there before, quality produce. When you're poor, what's the first thing that has to go? Good quality food. You know, when I used to be broke as hell, we lived off white bread, white noodles, things that come in packages, things that came in bulk. They'd probably been sitting in a warehouse for ages and were now on sale because it was the affordable way to live. Now, unfortunately, that's the norm for most people. That's where most people are living. So not only are they not getting enough fruit, veggies and berries, but they're also getting a hell of a lot of other toxicity and all sorts of chemical impounds. So when we look at what we're doing, it's actually really important, guys. When we're sharing our posts and educating people around health, we're changing people's opinions. Who gives a fuck if they think you're crazy? Yeah? Who cares? If one person takes the product and it stops them feeling shit, is that worth looking crazy? Absolutely. You know, what we've got is so amazing, and I really just don't want you guys to feel ashamed of it. Yeah, there's going to be people out there that don't understand it. There's going to be people that want to throw rocks. But, you know, if you want to go to the top in this business, you have to be okay with helping people. And sometimes to help people, you have to look crazy. Yeah, embrace the crazy, because trust me, the normal people suck. Let me just open this up because I'm getting hot. Oh, that's weird. Oh, there it is. Cool. So obviously you guys know that with our fruits, veggies and berries, you're getting 11 different fruits, 11 different berries and 11 different veggies. So the cool part about that is on the back you can read it. It reads just like a food label. Everything on there you can understand. It's not that you need a science degree. But if you are science hungry, you can go and read over 33 peer-reviewed medical journals that actually are double bound. Now, peer-reviewed means that, yes, we pay for it. Okay, this is one of the most silly debates that I will get into with anybody that listens. They say, yeah, but Juice Plus funds the studies. So does every friggin' other motherfucker. Honestly, they do. Because honestly, how else? How else do stuff get paid? What's Cambridge? Let's think. We've got over there, on the other side of the world, one of the most prestigious universities. They're not going to go, you know what? I'm just going to shout $4 million to do a study for you guys. I've got nothing better to do. Just give me a product. We'll invest $4 million worth of time, effort, researchers, scientists to see if your product's good. Do you honestly think that is ever going to happen? No. If chemo products have to pay, antibiotics have to pay, every other person that has to pay for a research has to pay. Okay, so it causes no bias whatsoever, because even though we go, here's $4 million, do the study for us, okay, that is one of the most prestigious universities in the world. And if you have a look at the list of universities that have done our studies, none of them are like backyard kind of worry, kind of dodgy things. They're all very well-known universities. Now, these universities are not going to put their name on the line through a bias because they like Juice Plus. It just doesn't happen. Okay, it's one of the most silly debates that you can get, but that research shows some amazing things. Amazing things. Now, if you're scientifically inclined, you can go and read them all for free on the website. You can direct your customers and your new teamies to them. Also in our wiki, in our Juice Plus wiki, you can go through and read them all as well. So it shows absolutely crazy things, okay? It reduces your inflammation by up to 4 times, but it excels your autoimmune by 4 times. So if you know somebody who has inflammation inside their body, they need to get on Juice Plus. It is scientifically proven to reduce it by up to 4 times. Okay, now if you look at things that are caused by inflammation, cancer, arthritis, diabetes, okay, those kind of things are inflammation inside of our body. So getting more fruits and veggies can combat that. What easier way to do it and knowing that you got quality shit by taking Juice Plus, okay? Now, antibodies inside. So, you know, if you're looking at somebody who's got a really poor immune system, just by taking Juice Plus, you can get 4 times the amount of antioxidants inside your bloodstream. Now, these are the kind of studies, guys, it doesn't even matter if you're not into science, but go and have a read through them, because they will make you believe that what we're doing can actually help people. It will show you that our product is rock solid. Now, if by all means, I don't blame you, you're not a scientific person, just come to conference. okay? Because you're going to hear from all sorts of scientists, doctors in their world tell you how amazing our product is and how important it is, okay? Because it definitely is. Now, I love the most important part about this and explaining to people, again, it's something that's a big misconception, is that we are not a supplement. Okay, we're not a supplement like most people think. A supplement basically means we're helping get more into your body, which is what we're doing. Okay, we're bridging the gap. But most people see a supplement as a vitamin. We are not a vitamin. Nowhere close. A vitamin is an isolated part. So say a vitamin B. Okay, so what they've done is they've taken the vitamin B in a proper produce. They've seen how it works. They've manipulated it, made it man-made, and made tablets full of vitamin B. Okay, so it's all isolated, it's all man-made. The unfortunate part of that is sometimes vitamin B might need a different mineral or element in order to be broken down inside the body. So when people are just eating these vitamins, they're being excreted out because they don't have the chemical compounds to create success inside our body, which food does. Okay, because food is amazing. If you look at what it does, how it's comprised, all the beautiful things that it has inside it, it complements each other. So when we eat a whole food product, all those vitamins and minerals actually are bioavailable to our body. They disappear into our body within 3 to 5 minutes, as opposed to a vitamin that normally just gets peed straight out into the toilet. And you can tell because it's like fluoro green. Yeah, that doesn't happen with Juice Plus because it's bioavailable into your body. Now, that is also shown inside the study. So that's not something that we've just plucked out of our bum, okay? That is something that we can stand behind and be really proud about. Now, obviously, you guys know that if you get the fruits, veggies, and the berries, or just the fruit and the veggies, you get the kids' gummies as well. Now, the kids' gummies are absolutely the same. You're not going to miss any trace elements inside there. They do just have a little bit of fruit pectin inside them to make them a bit sweeter. Okay, so if you're dealing with somebody who is a diabetic, probably wouldn't recommend that unless they've got their sugars well under control, because these guys do take the sugars out of the fruits and the veg. Okay, in the dehydration process, they actually remove the sugar and most of the water. So they're much safer for somebody who has, say, a fructose or, you know, some form of sugar there that doesn't compound well in their body. Now, obviously, the chews are great for kids. They come free for any child between 4 and 18. Then they come free for 4 years. So as long as that parent stays on the study, they get free health products for 4 years. Now, guys, that's well over $5,000 worth of value. So if you're talking to a mum who is struggling to get their kids to eat, they can get over $5,000 worth of free value just by looking after themselves. And that's pretty bloody cool, okay? Now, as you guys may be aware, there's the largest health study in the world at the moment going on with the child's chews. And that's why Juice Plus is giving out a free set to every single adult that participates. So what they get asked to do there is fill out a 12-month survey on what they've noticed that the child is changing, their behaviours and that kind of stuff. Now, if you guys go and have a look on the Juice Plus website underneath the family study or the child study, whatever it's called now, you'll get to see those results right there. So it's something crazy, like 60% of children have less days off school, something crazy, the same, like 64% of children have fewer visits to the doctor. It's just ridiculous, absolutely crazy. It makes you see that what we're doing definitely makes a difference. Now, we have the omegas, which are really cool. The beauty of that is it's an essential oil. So we can't actually make omegas inside of our body. We need to be able to get it from food. And we've already talked about the crisis that's been going on with the food. It's not very omega rich. Yeah, the other thing is that most omegas are found in highly farmed fish. And highly farmed fish contain a lot of mercury, a lot of toxicity, a lot of heavy metals. Again, something that you don't want to put inside your body, that people are recommending you do purely just to make profit rather than make you feel better. So the beauty of the omegas in Juice Plus is that they're totally vegan. Yeah, there are no fishies in there. Nothing's harmed. It's all totally plant-based. We're going straight to the algae that the fish eat to produce the omegas. So there's lots of beautiful things in there as well. You guys can have a read. It says basically same kind of thing. They're a little bit more high-tech than just the old kale, grapefruit, things like that. But they are beautiful, beautiful elements in there as well. And then, of course, we've got the powders. I mean, who doesn't love the powders? They're amazing. And they are basically like a superfood junkie. You put them in anything. I love them with a little bit of coconut milk, a banana, strawberry, whip them up. They're amazing. And they have so many different things in there that you would never put in your trolley. And I think that is their biggest buying point, because they're so full of different things, but we would never, ever actually ingest them, okay? But they taste yummy. I was so reluctant to try the protein powders. Was anybody else with me? I was like, yeah, no, because they always stunk. Like, my ex always had protein powders, and oof. But these ones, because they're not based on whey, they're based on pea protein and plant protein, they actually won't smell, which is really cool, because Rob left one in our car when we went to Bali last time. Can you imagine that? A shaker. Oh, it's delicious. 2 weeks in Bali in the heat in a car park. But because it's not made from animal fat, it actually didn't stink. So he didn't get in too much trouble. But the beauty of them is that they're kid friendly. Now, honestly, I love to talk to anybody who's interested around the fact that have a look on exactly how many things pregnant women and breastfeeding women cannot have. Yeah, it's ridiculous. If you think someone growing a fetus can't have it, then why should anybody else have it? Why should it be in the bodies of other people? So I really love that Juice Plus is absolutely free of any warning labels like that, because it literally is just food. If you can go and eat any of the things inside these capsules, you can eat them inside Juice Plus. So really cool. Now, we've run a little bit late, guys, so I'm not going to go into too much of the business. I'm going to do that next week. But what I would really like to share today is some customer stories. So in these stories, I really want you guys to focus on just a quick 2 or 3 minutes. And when we do it, kind of talk about what you were doing before Juice Plus. So we're talking about Juice Plus as in a product, what you've noticed since jumping on the program, and what you're excited for in the next, shipment, the next year, or whatever it is that you're taking the product. So I might ask, who have we got on here? Joe, do you want to share your product story? How are you? Got your headphones in? Great. Thank you. Yes, you, darling. Can I spotlight you? Share your story?
Yeah, sure. Oh, it's been a while.
Awesome. All right, darling, go for it.
So where was I before Juice Plus? It was this time last year, actually, that I started taking them. So before, I just felt really tired all the time, really drained. I tried to eat as good as I could. Like, I'd have green smoothies for breakfast and try and eat whole food and everything, and would just come home tired and just thought, like, what am I going to feel like when I'm like 50 if I'm this tired now? So started taking the products at the end of March last year. Within the first week or so, I noticed a massive increase in energy, and I started thinking like, oh, this is how you're supposed to feel. And then my sleep got really deep and restful. Like, I used to take ages to get to sleep, and I'd thrash around and just be really restless. And then about 6 months in, I started noticing a big decrease in the endo pain that I was getting. So I had endo for about 10 years, had surgery a couple of years ago, and it didn't really get that much better. So yeah, 6 months in, started noticing a big change in that. And then fast forward to now, I hardly get any pain at all. If I do, it goes away pretty quickly. I take maybe 1 or 2 painkillers per cycle instead of like multiple per day. I can go to the gym during my cycle and everything now, whereas before it was, looking on the calendar and being like, oh, next week's going to be pretty shit. Coming home and crawling into bed with like a hot water bottle and, just feeling like it ruled my life. And I'd get unpredictable flare-ups and stuff that would just happen out of nowhere. So that hasn't happened for a long time now, and yeah, I just feel like I feel like I'm supposed to feel, and yeah, it's awesome. So thank you.
I love it. I love your story, because there's so many other women out there who can resonate, that's for sure. What about Ashley? You want to go, darling? Ashley August? Yeah, sweet. Okay, you're up.
Hello, everybody. Sorry, I'm just being funny, but I don't have that much of a product story, but things have definitely changed in my family's lives since jumping on board. I've been on the product for about a year now, so but before I jumped on board the program, like I didn't know much about health at all or anything like that. We kind of grew up with the white bread, the noodles, the Weet Bix, stuff that was really cheap. So I didn't know too much about health. So this was a kind of a new thing for me, and I kind of wanted to, change the cycle of how my family was and how we knew nothing about health. So, but since jumping on the program, life has changed a lot for us health-wise. Like the kids, they just make awesome choices compared to what they used to make. They choose fruit and veg over basically everything now, so that's really cool. Like my son eats cucumber now, which is really weird, but I'm grateful, and I love that it's kind of created a bit of a new health culture in my home. I've noticed for myself and my partner had chronic migraines where he'd have to fully black out the room. I was just looking for, more energy, better night's sleep, because it's really hard keeping up with the 6 kiddies. But I found way more than that. I've lost weight along the way. My hair's amazing. I have nails for the first time ever, guys. Like, check out those suckers. I've never, ever had nails before, so that, to me, I'm winning. But what I'm looking forward to for sure is it's been hard for me to lose the last of, the baby weight and stuff, and getting down to, the size I wanted has been a lot harder than I thought. But since jumping on the program, I'm slowly getting there, which is awesome. And I'm really excited to see where me and the fams will be, how healthy we're going to be. And already we all, do sports and stuff now, which is really weird for us. But I'm really excited to see, what more results I could have. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, darling. I love that. And Ash, that is the coolest product story. Like, it doesn't have to be anything outlandish. Like, it really doesn't. Just the fact that your family went from, not really knowing much about food, because that is the Australian culture. Like, it's massive. Most of the time, like, I love Rob so much, but I'm glad he's not on, because when we first got together, he didn't even understand that we needed fruits and veggies, that they were actually medicine. Like, that whole thought process of they're not just something that goes on your dinner plate, they actually contain things that fix your body. Like, they're actually a medicine. They should be eaten a lot more often. Like, that's really cool. And just getting to educate people on that is so, so amazing. So I love that part of his story. Definitely don't discredit it, darling. Now, lastly, she's going to hate me because I see like they're just busy celebrating and eating dinner over there. But Steph, can you share your story? Please. Put the fork down.
Hang on a sec.
You guys are awesome. But I love your story, Steph.
Choking.
It's so powerful. I want people to kind of understand exactly the stream of what this business can do.
I love how everything I've been contributing in the chat to comes up as Steph.
I love that. I didn't even notice. I was like, oh. Now we'll just throw her under the bus.
Yeah. Thanks for that. Oh, sorry. So I've been on the product and program for about 12 months now. But prior to that, I struggled with rheumatoid arthritis amongst several other conditions, but my arthritis was pretty bad. I was diagnosed when I was 3 and struggled with it in varying severity, I guess, over the years until now. And I basically just had gone through all of the Western medications that were available, and I still had a pretty rubbish quality of life. You know, I didn't have much of a social life. I couldn't work. It was just pretty miserable. And yeah, I tried a lot of holistic things otherwise, but one big thing that I didn't quite realize, as silly as it feels to say now, is how much fruits and veggies can benefit your body. And I was already eating a plant-based diet, so I thought I was doing a good job. But yeah, so within 4 weeks on the product, I was able to stop taking my anti-inflammatory medication that I'd been on for 23 years every day prior to that point. So that really blew my mind. And yeah, ever since that realization, I think I just, sorry, still choking on dinner. Oh gosh, sorry guys. Yeah, I've just kept improving. My inflammation count has gone way down. My doctors were really shocked, actually. I'd gotten to about the 5-month mark and they didn't understand what had happened, because I'd otherwise been on the same medication, doing all the same stuff. The only thing that I changed was taking Juice Plus. Yeah, and 12 months on now, I'm on even less medication. The ones that I am still on, I've reduced dosages of. I'm doing things like, you know, running and exercising every day, and traveling overseas, and yeah, just living again, really, which I never thought I was going to be able to do. Yeah, that's basically it. So I'm very excited to see where I'm going to be in another 12 months with my health. So yeah.
You're so awesome. Thank you, darling. I totally put you on the spot there. But I just wanted to, you know, because obviously I think Steph has probably one of the extreme versions of what Juice Plus can do. And I mean, one's not better than the other, but for Steph, it's totally life-changing. So, babe, how did you find out about the product? Like, what was the way that you first learned about it?
Actually, I'd seen one of the girls from school post about it on Facebook, but I had no idea what it actually was. They're just like these weird magic bean thingos. And when she was posting about it, this was probably 3 or 4 years ago. It was when it was all very sort of under wraps and there was no mention of specifically what it was. And I was too chicken to message her and ask, but I kept watching, I kept following. And then another girl that I went to school with posted about it maybe like 18 months later, and I thought, this is potentially very interesting. And I just was at a point where I was so desperate for something that would work and give me some semblance of, you know, an average life, that I reached out to her and was sort of like, you know, if it's not illegal, give it to me. And yeah, the rest is history.
That is so cool. And I love that though, honestly, because it goes to show that Steph was watching, you know, like Steph was watching for a very long time. And if people were too chicken shit to put up posts, she would not have found this product, and she would be bombarded with chemistry stuff. You know, going to the pharmacy to fill her scripts all the time rather than just taking fruits, veggies and berries. So I think that's, thank you, darling. Thank you so much for sharing, because
you're welcome.
Yeah, it's so important though, because people get so in their head and they think, oh, what, I don't want to post, what will people think of me? You know, you need to stop making it about yourself. If that's the thought pattern that you've got, oh, people are sick of seeing my shit, I don't know what to post, you know, nobody's going to get value out of it. There's people in your lives like Steph, Joe, Ash, Pauline, who have tremendous product stories, who need to keep seeing your shit, yeah, who need to keep seeing you be brave, who need to keep seeing you believe in something that you believe in, because it's your certainty, your consistency that then shows up in their life. Okay, they borrow it from you, because just like Steph shared, she kept seeing posts, she kept seeing that it was consistent, that it was there, that it was available, and that's why she eventually reached out and said, give it to me. Okay, so one of the hardest things that I see people do, and it's funny because I wonder if that was the first girl that you were looking at, Steph, not consistent and ends up falling off the grid because they feel like it's not working. Now, Steph is obviously inside the team now. She's running the business and she's now sharing her story. So imagine if that first girl had have done her job better, had have stayed more consistent, had have posted more, had have even reached out to some people in her warm market who could have potentially been a Steph and said, hey, have you seen what I'm doing? Yeah, they're the brave conversations that we get paid to have. They're the brave conversations that make an NMD, guys. So when we talk about all that fun stuff that we were talking about at the start, the freedom, the fancy boats, the fancy cars, the no alarm, the no boss, all that kind of stuff, that comes by helping people, by being brave, by standing alone sometimes, by shouting from the rooftops of something that you believe in, and that's totally okay. In fact, embrace it. Yeah? Cool. So anyway, I've taken up too much of your time tonight, but next week we're going to run it the same. We'll do the first half Q&A and then we're going to pick up where we left off, which is starting to talk about the business. So definitely I'm excited to see you guys back then. I will be on Monday live, but remember we'll be at 6:30. Cool? Awesome. Congratulations. Hey, can everybody just get off mute for a little bit and give our beautiful girl, Jose, a bit of like love because she gets today, which is so exciting. She's been powering on.
Yay! Congratulations!
You're fucking amazing, Jose.
I know. You're so
Thanks.
awesome.
Yay!
You're so
I only
awesome.
spent like half an hour after work crying, so
Oh,
I won't do that now.
I think I almost did too, Jose. And it
I
was
got home and Brad's like, well done, and then I just started crying again.
no, it's so good, honey. But hey, we're not stopping there. SC's happening this month, next month. We're making it work so that we're well on our way for SSC by conference.
Hell
Hey,
yes.
Hey, Ashley.
Woohoo!
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to have a handful of new SSCs for conference, which is exciting.
Joanne.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome. I reckon even Kels will be there. She'll be right.
Yeah.
Hell yes.
Yeah, so exciting. All right, guys. Big love. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I'm so excited for all of our changes, and I'll talk to you very, very soon. Hey, Pauline. Yes, just get $1 ticket. That's the message come through. Okay. Bye, guys. Talk to you soon.